Welcome to Men, Sex, and Tantra.
Discover what your parents, porn, and religion never taught you about being a man and having extraordinary sex. Get ready to have your mind blown and your world rocked. Hey, everybody. It is Tanya. And yeah, you're like, hey, where have you been? I hear you. I have been on a little bit of a break. I have a whole bunch of stuff coming up, like TEDx talk, and I'm actually running talks for a company called Thought Leader. So Thought Leader talks, which are like TEDx talks as well. So I've got all of that stuff going on. I'm about to teach my first live workshop. By the way, this is March 4th. 2023, if you're listening to this sometime after that, but March 4th, 2023, I'm about to head off. Well, not about, but in June, I'll be heading to Alaska to be teaching my first live workshops in several years. So that's exciting. Probably going to be there in September as well. Looking forward to starting to branch out around the US and other places. So if you live somewhere cool, and you want me to come teach a workshop there, I am totally open to collaborating with you on that. So if you want to host me somewhere, I am definitely open to traveling and being in lots of different places. So that's what I've been up to. But let's jump into topic of the day with men, sex, and tantra. Recently, lots of men have been emailing me, filling out the Google form, all sorts of stuff. And the big thing is this whole young men taking Viagra and just not being able to perform sexually, having performance anxiety, erectile dysfunction, delayed ejaculation, you name it. It's there, being unable to be satisfied having sex, even though the woman's hot, because you're having to fantasize about porn. Whew. You know my take on porn, right? We've already had this discussion. If you're using porn, stop using porn. Stop using porn. It is screwing you up. Now, if you use porn twice a year, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you if you can't go 30 days without porn without freaking out. I call it the 30-day, take the 30-day, I'm not a porn addict challenge, but you already know you are. If you're having sexual difficulties with real women and you're using porn, it's the porn. It's the porn. Gosh, there's so much science on this now. When internet porn first hit the scene decades ago, I remember saying it was going to be the new addiction and the new demise of great sex for younger men. Yeah, it was clear. The mechanisms in which it affects your brain, hardcore. It messes you up. There's so many ways. Visually, it messes you up for normal women, let's just say. Sometimes there's anxiety tied to watching the porn. And so anxiety and arousal get tied up, and that's a scene. Because then literally when you're aroused, you're also anxious. And anxiety is the number one libido killer. Yeah. So as a man, you're thinking, well, if a woman's hot, I should be erect right away because that's what men do. That's not true. That's not how that works, but that's okay. That's what you're thinking. The other thing is you've been comparing yourself, most of you, to these huge phalluses. I see them and it just freaks me out. Just saying, I've talked to lots of women who will tell you size matters, but yeah, not mostly because it's too big and painful, not because somebody's too small. I don't know if you know that, but that might be good information for you to have. So if you are using porn, you're using it many times a week, I would really encourage you to just stop. Just stop. How do I stop, Tanya? That's the question, right? Well, just know that when you stop, you're going to go through withdrawals. That is 100% for sure. You're going to get frustrated, angry, maybe sleepless. your libido will crash, it'll tank, you'll be scared that you're never gonna be excited again. That's all normal. It can take up to 3 months, sometimes longer, depending on if you started using it, the average age is 9 now. So if you started using porn before you're 18, before some of the critical components of your brain come out, it's gonna be even harder. Whew, I know, right? So letting go, changing it. What is that? Can you go cold turkey? Should I just decrease it? You can try different ways, but here's one thing that if you've read about it, and a lot of men are talking about it, if you've read about it, you'll get the, oh, go porn free and don't masturbate advice. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's the way to do it, because you want to uncouple masturbation from porn. Let me say that again. You want to uncouple, meaning unhook masturbation from porn. If you quit porn and quit masturbating, you still keep the two tied. As soon as you start to masturbate again, you're going to think about porn. That's normally what happens. And then that's like the gateway back into it. This is why some people can't sustainably quit it. So what you can do is cut down drastically. It's best, your chemistry won't change until you've actually stopped, and you haven't done it for 3 months. That's when your libido will start to come back online naturally and normally. So while you're coming down or weaning yourself off, you're prolonging the whole scene. So if it takes you 3 months to wind down to nothing, it's another still 3 months. So that's 6 months, right? Why prolong the misery? But you could do it that way. Just don't masturbate to it. So let's say you're weaning yourself off of porn. You turn the porn on. You don't touch yourself. No, do not touch yourself. You watch porn, watch porn. Don't touch yourself. Don't do it. And then don't do it after you turn the porn off and go and masturbate. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't think about porn while you're masturbating. So masturbate all you want. Think about how you feel. Yeah. How do you feel? How does your penis feel in your hand? How do you feel while you're doing it? And you're like, yeah, but all these thoughts, I have to have visuals to do that. That's not true. You do not have to have visuals to do that. You don't. It's not true. But they'll just flood my mind anyway. Yes, because you've built neural pathways that tell you need that. You don't. Check into your body. Feel your body. How does your body feel? But Tanya, I just went flaccid if I don't do that. That's okay. Make friends with being soft. Touch yourself soft. Touch yourself while you're soft, without thinking, visualizing, reading, hearing about sex, just your own body. Just touch your own body. Yes. If you find out that touching yourself when you're soft and you don't get hard is disconcerting and scary, that's where you want to be. That's the place to start. Because if you become a man who can be soft and be okay, you can be in bed with a hot woman touching her and she's touching you and be flaccid and be okay. Don't be anxious. You have now overcome any performance anxiety you're probably ever going to have. And you are relaxed and chill in the bedroom. There's probably nothing sexier than a relaxed, chill guy in the bedroom. Most men think sexy is when they're like, I'm going to do this next and this next and this next. You're like all performance, right? Thinking about what you're doing next and how this is going and going to give her orgasm. And that's not relaxed. And women pick up on that. Heck, you pick up on that. That creates an entirely different dynamic in the bedroom. And I don't care how many things you've watched that say you've got to be the alpha male that takes her on that adventure and stuff. The majority of women's sexual satisfaction comes from feeling safe and seen and connected. Orgasms, like, it's on the spectrum there somewhere, especially for young women. I mean, women under 20 or 25, but most women, they really want to have something more, that intimacy, that connection. Intimacy is not a euphemism for sex. You all know that by now. Intimacy is entirely different, and it starts outside the bedroom. Laughing. One of the most awesome things is laughing in bed, having a good time, enjoying yourself, relaxing, everything is fun and cool. Sex is awkward, people. I mean, really, if you think about it, sex itself is awkward. There's nothing elegant about it. Things happen, weird noises happen. People get butt cramps and, jaw cramps. And yeah. And if you can master the art of enjoyment of not just the sex enjoyment, but the actual enjoyment of being with another person, relaxing, not worried about breaking a mood. If everybody's pushing to that orgasm, it's always about trying to keep the mood and motion going forward. Stop, slow down, be in stillness. So step one, make friends with your soft on. Make friends with your soft on. Learn to touch yourself and be totally fine, soft. Find the pleasure in being soft. Find the pleasure in how you feel when you're soft and how it feels to touch yourself when you're soft. That's going to be your first step into changing this whole thing around. I started with the whole, like, let's get off porn for sure. And I do want you to do that. And I want you to do it a different way than how you've been told in the past. If you're going to watch it, don't touch yourself. Don't touch yourself right afterwards. At least don't even touch yourself for, I'm going to give you a minimum of 8 hours. Then you're going to think, well, why would I watch porn? Exactly. That's going to be my point. Stop watching porn. Know that it's going to take a long time. Yes, you can pleasure yourself. Yes, you can masturbate. Yes, you can do all of that while you're quitting because you want to uncouple porn from masturbation. You can do this. I absolutely know you can. And start with being kind to yourself. Just let it go. If you let it go now, like literally today, and pleasure yourself, do all these things without connecting, fantasizing, thinking about it. 3 months from now, 3.5 months from now, you're out the other side, never going to suffer from all of these things that you don't even realize you're suffering from right now. Despondency about your partner, anxiety and arousal coupled together, too high dopamine levels, which then which cause you to have lack of sexual satisfaction normal with normal sex, performance anxiety, fantasy while you're having sex, so disconnected from the sex that you're having, unrealistic expectations of what you should be doing, they should be doing, anybody should be doing. And who wants their chemistry hijacked? More arousal, some depression also, by the way. There are people who use a lot of porn who become very depressed when they're not hitting the porn because, they're not getting that fix. Pretend it's heroin. That's what I'm saying, because that's what it's doing. And it's destroying your sex life. It's destroying your relationships. It's destroying your own personal self as well in lots of different ways. Okay. See you on the next one.